All right, welcome everybody. Today is Monday, October 27th. It is exactly 7 p.m. Welcome everyone to the Jamaica Selectboard regular meeting. The first order of business is to call for any late additions to the agenda. We have one. Chris Robbins from the Planning Commission is here. And I'll put you first, Chris. He's going to talk to us about developments in the Tyler Wren application for an Act 250 permit amendment on his property on Pislos Road. So I have just have one regular item and then I'm going to call you. Okay, Terrific. The first order of business, and after the call for late additions to the agenda, is to approve the minutes of the October 14th regular meeting. I will make a motion to approve those minutes. Sorry, I was a little slow there, Kate.
Second.
Kate has seconded, thank you. Were there any changes or discussion items? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Terrific. So Chris, if you want to talk to us about the kind of do you mind giving us a little bit of sort of status, the decision that came out and why we're here today?
Yes. So after the hearing recess order for the hearing on this case, we were sort of a standoff with Mr. Wren's assertion that he could put a campsite there with porta potties because there isn't any rule in the wastewater rules governing campsites or where they can be located or not, versus our assertion that it was not in compliance with our town plan, which requires a subjective judgment on the commission's part of the strength of our assertions. It's allowable for us to submit additional comments after a recess hearing order. So I went back to the 1975 original land use permit that was issued when the large Rose tract was broken up into subdivisions, and found something else to justify submitting our comments. Namely, there was a covenant established on the use of the land. There's a large number of conditions that were applied, three of which directly apply to protecting the falls, which was our main issue in our original comments. I have excerpted the original documents in pretty bad shape. I'll show it to you if you want, but I've excerpted the ones that apply, and that's that second sheet. The first one is the most important one, which says he has to build a sewage disposal system that's licensed by an engineer licensed in the state of Vermont, and to be inspected by that engineer after it's constructed. And he has to report same to the district commission and to the select board. And somehow this has gotten forgotten.
Yeah, because part of this was in there, right.
You've got to have a septic system.
Right.
And if there's any doubt, this was a consequence of a major hearing, which is a level above the minor hearing that we had. And in the major hearing, the Agency for Environmental Conservation weighs in. And their comments made very clear that this is to be a septic system. They talked about a septic tank, and they specify that this is to be a covenant and convey to subsequent buyers of the land. So, quite contrary to what Mr. Wren thinks, he's under a covenant to build a septic system, a proper septic system, licensed in the state of Vermont. And it's law. Covenants run with the property. So it's a lawful requirement for him. I don't know why it got this far.
Right. I'm surprised the examiner didn't go past, so I know that the 50-foot strip was embedded. Right, that was in there. And that, that the fact of the Act 250 permit had to be disclosed to subsequent buyers. But B1 and B6 somehow how did they escape the notice of the examiner? I'm kind of surprised.
Well, to be honest, it escaped my notice too, so.
Yeah, but it's not your job to examine permits and ensure compliance with amendments.
It gets worse because item G requires the seller to notify, show this to the buyer, and the buyer to acknowledge it in writing. So,
Right. Which is pretty common, even today, when there's a major subdivision. That's not an uncommon covenant in an Act 250 permit.
Well,
So
no, well,
that's why people record them in the land records. That you know.
Yeah, it probably isn't a land record.
Right.
Well, that'd be a good question, isn't it, Arlene? This was 50 years ago, so, you know, I don't know what's happened in the interim.
One thing I have seen with some of the covenants is they expire after so many years, but it's usually written into them when they do expire.
Right,
So that is something to kind of look at and see, make sure they're still.
Well,
Alive.
I was told
Yeah.
in no uncertain terms, if we wanted to keep our path through the 50-foot buffer, we had to go get a Stowe Hill Club's 34E rule, which is this enormous environmental impact.
Yes.
To do it. So if it's required for that, it's got to be required for the septic system.
Yeah.
I just think I can't explain it, but it
Okay.
just stuck through the cracks.
All right.
So he's under a covenant, and there's no getting out of it as far as I can see. The second item is an additional comment on the hazard the porta potties would pose to the falls.
Right.
The public will trespass and use it unless they put a fence or have a guard or something. And if he advertises,
Especially so close to high schools.
we're going to have another
Right.
Hampton Falls situation.
Right.
Then the third thing is the Wyndham Regional Council basically put it in their review. They said this is a local issue and doesn't, well, glamping is newly developing recreational activity. When our town plan land use section was written, nobody ever heard of it. But there's another outfit wanting to put a glamping site in another place in Jamaica. Other towns will probably have applications.
Right.
So we wouldn't want this to set a precedent before we have a chance to update our town plan land use section. I think others would probably feel the same way. So that's what we want to say. But the main thing is there's a covenant, so he's got to comply with that.
Right. And I mean, if he were to build something and then try to sell it, and what he built was in violation of the permit, he's got a title issue. He could sell it now before he violates the terms of the covenants.
That's right.
But if he invests, I mean, I would just say it's not wise to build and develop a property, in contravention of an existing Act 250 permit, because then you've got a title issue, and he would have a difficult time selling it improved.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I have a question to ask too, sort of tangential to this. He wants to sell the property to us. That would, doubt we have the money. I doubt it's worth his asking price. But I wonder if there's any land we have that we might want to swap with him.
We have a lot of, so the town actually does have quite a bit of land, but Karen's also familiar with this. Any land that we've received out of a tax sale, which is really kind of, I think, the majority of the land, or it's a FEMA buyout, I don't know if a swap would buy, you can't, any revenue, any earning from the transfer of that parcel has to actually, after paying back the town for our taxes lost, has to go to the original owner who lost it in the tax sale. So I don't know if a swap, I'd want to get advice from counsel on that. I'm like, I don't know the answer to that. But I think you had mentioned that to me, and I have been meaning to kind of run that by Nick to see.
Well,
What do you think, Karen? Any thoughts on that? Like if we could
I think
swap?
it's interesting.
Right,
I'm not sure if we can swap or not. I think
right,
if we did, the difference probably would have to come from the town to of the value.
right.
Would have to
If
go
what
to
we
the
swapped,
previous owner,
right.
I think.
Was of lesser value. That meant we got a greater value parcel. So there would be an imputed amount of income to the town, and that would have to be passed.
I mean, there's 2 parcels on Dale
Right.
Road. There's that 29
Right.
or 19 acres that's landlocked right near there.
Right.
It's
That's interesting. The abutter reached out about, you know.
Oh, good, okay,
Yeah.
I told him to.
Yeah. But that was a while back, and I said, let me know, and I have to reach back out to him, see if he's still interested.
well, the Pikes Falls neighbors are keen to get that property, or get for the town to get
Right,
that property.
right.
So, that's the thought. If
Yeah, no, let me at least look into whether a swap for land owned by the town as a result of a tax sale, could qualify. I don't think do we have other land that's not through a tax sale? There is.
We get the land on Pikes Falls.
We have
Yeah, is there any land that they would want though? I mean, do we have it for a reason that they would want it anyway?
Right. Not always. Sometimes it's the tax sale lands.
Right.
Those are,
Yeah,
but we have been selling them off. We just happen to have, I think, 3 that we could list now. 5 that we can list? Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, if you would,
I will find out to see if a swap is possible. Right.
back to the letter, if you would sign it,
Yeah.
I'll see that it gets,
All right.
or you can mail it or give it to me and I'll,
Any objection? Let's just discuss it. I don't think it requires a formal vote, but I don't want to sign it if anybody has any reticence. I'm fine with it.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
glad you're on top of it, Chris.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
oh, thank you.
Perfect. All right, thank you very much. You want to grab, do you want a copy of this before? Of the signed version?
Oh,
I just signed
yeah,
it.
should probably take the sign version.
Yeah.
I'll,
Or do you want to, can you scan it and email it to Sarah?
yes, I will.
Okay,
Okay,
That's
yeah, then I'll
fine.
print it and have
Thank
a
you.
copy of it.
thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. You're invited to stay as long as you wish. So the next order of business is for us to discuss moving, the next meeting is November 11th, which is a Monday. It's the Monday before Veterans Day, Tuesday the 12th.
I think it's actually Monday the 10th.
Monday the 10th and then the 11th.
This was
Oh, so this is a
Monday,
typo.
Wednesday the 12th.
God, I looked at it, I was probably looking at December. Mainly because there were concerns raised that a lot of folks are, have businesses that close on the Monday and are away. And I was fine with moving it to Wednesday. Anybody have any concern with moving it to Wednesday?
And Tuesday was a school
Tuesday-
meeting, school
2
board.
days the actual.
Tuesday's actual, the observed, but there's,
Yeah, so that.
but then
What
there's,
is the
a
actual,
lot
what
of
is the
folks that
observed?
observe it on Monday, right. All right, I will make a motion that we move the next select board meeting regularly scheduled for Monday, November 10th to Wednesday, November 12th.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Great. And the next is and I just realized we were gonna kind of discuss this before now. And we don't have to necessarily appoint, but just to raise the fact that Andy Coyne, our long-time serving member, thank you, Andy, again, has vacated his seat, and that leaves his spot sitting as the representative from the town of Jamaica on the Wyndham Regional Commission, his role as liaison to the sheriff's office, and that he is the vice chair. All of those take time, and we are still down a head count. So vice chair, I think is probably the easiest of those because I think Andy, in the entire time that he was my vice chair, chaired like 2 or 3 meetings in my absence. But there's no prep work. So I entertain anybody volunteering for that. I am in regular correspondence with Mark Anderson's office, the sheriff's office. Until we have a new member of the board, I'd be happy to babysit that position. But I'd rather not do that and the Wyndham Regional Commission spot.
Did you see his email that he would continue to serve on that?
He would, didn't he say that? Do you think?
Yeah,
I said to him, are you sure?
because I saw that email, I was like, oh good, that's one less thing we have to do.
All right, so Andy he volunteered, I thought, maybe overly graciously to actually
I think
continue.
he enjoys it.
Oh, you do?
The way he talks about it,
Yeah.
doesn't it seem like he
Yeah.
It does.
enjoys it?
It
That's
does.
kind of what I felt.
Okay, I was feeling guilty to take him up
I mean,
on
it's a
it.
lot, I mean, it's still a commitment, but it's only
Right.
once a month.
But
and
he
it's,
was good about it.
It's once a month and it's a little travel,
Yeah.
right? Where do they, they're
There's
not-
a Zoom option,
Well,
I
they-
think.
Oh, is
but
there
they-
Zoom?
but
So many
they-
Zooms?
They've been trying to meet in person, it's in Brattleboro, but.
It's in Brattleboro, right? Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
I'm good with that then.
Yeah.
I will take Andy up on that then. Anybody want to volunteer for the vice chair role? It's nominal. Correct. Right.
No, I'm not volunteering.
He's not. We can leave it open for now. You know, here's what we'll do if everybody's okay with it. I know, right? Run away. If I do need to miss a meeting, and I don't anticipate missing a meeting between now and the town meeting, but if I do, I'll just ask if one of you will take that meeting.
And I know from my experience as being the chair, there was very seldom that the vice chair
Right.
had a meeting also.
Right,
Just like we
right,
do.
right.
Okay, I'll do it.
You will?
Yeah, because I'm
Yay!
probably not gonna have to, right?
You won't? I don't think
I'm
so.
just-
I
I'm
don't
just
think
shy.
so.
You'll do great.
We need to break out of your shell. though.
There you go.
At my
I'll make
age,
a motion to appoint Kate as the vice chair.
I'll second that. Oh, thank you. All right.
Public
and-
comment?
Yeah.
While you wait for a replacement for Andy, can I suggest to the board, and I'd like to hear from each of you, that you rotate the job of chair through you people until you get a new replacement
chair?
vice chair. Yes.
Circulate the role of vice chair.
Circulate the
No,
role
chair.
of chair. That
She's the
you
chair.
all take turns being Jessica.
me and Jessica.
So we can't. This is an appointed role by the board. It's not something I can freely give away. The board would have to take an action each time to name a new chair. I'm not exactly sure how that could even work.
You mean every year?
No.
What do you?
Because
oh.
it's voted every year.
Until Andy's seat is.
Andy was vice chair. He was not the chair.
I understand,
Right,
but you're down a person at this point.
right.
I'm suggesting that there are 4 persons still available plus your clerk. And I'm suggesting that you all rotate through the chair seat.
There's quite a lot more action from my experience too with
Right,
being
right.
chair. There's quite a lot more activity that goes on a project-related basis that somebody needs to really follow through on these things.
I have a half a dozen active projects that require up to 10
It's
hours
more
a
than just
week of
running
my
the
time.
meeting is what I'm
I
saying.
cannot ask someone else to do that.
It's more than just running
I
the
know, it's
meeting. I mean, there's a
very
lot of,
Yeah, no, I'm
No, but
it's a pleasure to do.
yeah,
it
she does a
just
lot.
takes a lot, it would take a lot of effort to bring somebody up to speed to be in the chair. The chair is much, much, much more than just running the meeting. So I kind of like the idea of having all of us be involved, but it would be very cumbersome. And probably, I can't see how much more
I
fruitful.
don't even know
it would
how
be.
I would offload everything I'm working on to someone else for one
Yeah.
meeting.
I don't think you
Go
have
ahead,
the
yeah.
option to do that. I think this.
I don't.
tells you how it's
As
done,
a legal
that's-
matter, I don't.
That's how it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
That's just it.
And that's also some of the reasons why we assign other roles within the board, so that we can relieve some of that workload off of the chair, that we have a particular individual focus on something.
In the business world, businesses work well when there is cross-training. So that in case there's a missing person, a replacement, a resign, whatever.
So I think this is a conversation for public comment because you're not actually commenting on the resolution, which is on the table. So I'm gonna say let's table that to public comment. And any further comment on, yes, Karen?
I would like a little more of a formal thank you to Andy. How many years was he on the board?
You missed the formal
last
thank you.
Oh, did I?
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, but we're gonna do it again at the town meeting. So, which I think is kind of, but we've had a couple of things,
I
you've actually missed.
You were missed.
No.
Last week, you were not here.
You were out of town.
Yes, you were traveling, like a world traveler.
Maybe I just too.
Yeah, so you missed twice where we fainted, but in any event, I think the better one is at town meeting.
Okay, that's fine.
Any discussion on the motion for Kate to be appointed temporarily as vice chair? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jessica as a liaison with the sheriff's office.
Second.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll do it.
Because
Temporarily.
you would.
I'm fine. I've
welcoming
already
that,
been.
or okay,
Yes,
no,
I'm
I mean,
totally
you can
fine.
say,
I would
no,
like
I decline.
whoever is new, if they want to, take that, or if someone else wants to take it after town meeting. Yeah, because that's also, they're great. I actually like talking to them, and there's some issues going on.
Some of the
so-
active role of that may become part of the administrator's job.
Could,
I
absolutely
mean, you'd still be
could.
the liaison, but there'd be
Right.
more of the.
But the nitty
Groundwork or
gritty, the
whatever.
day-to-day work could be done by her that way.
Not me, that's what I heard.
All right, so I will abstain from this vote. Any further discussion?
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
I'm so happy for Andy to keep like the WRC, but I would,
Okay.
if he's not willing.
Okay,
supposed to have
or
two.
if you can. Yeah, we are, there is an alternate. So if you wanted to zoom in for any meeting, just to see what it's like, you can do that because we
And you
can
said
have
it's
to
once-
attend.
once-
It's once a month,
And there's different boards, so you could join at different.
Yeah,
boards.
unless you wanted to, right, there are sub-boards
okay.
that have specialty that might, if there's something of particular interest to you.
Right.
Andy was on something, I can't remember.
Okay.
He was on a sub-board.
All right, he was on that, yeah.
He was on the transportation.
Yeah.
Transportation, yes, that's why he was
Because
always,
him and Joel
in
were
the
both
know.
on the same for a while, it was weird, because we had two reps and they were both on the same board. When Joel
That's
Goldman was
right,
still
that's
around.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
so we were supposed to have two.
Right, yeah, but I think it's a primary and an alternate. Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if they serve on different boards, we can run
They,
one.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah. But it is interesting. It is interesting.
It would be nice to have two people from Jamaica.
It would be. It would be. All
Okay.
right, so any
That's
further discussion? See no further discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Okay, thank you. All right, terrific. So, I did not bring, did I bring anything? No, I did not. That's a different quotation. Net, did Tom talk to you? He did, about what he ordered for the town?
Good to hear.
So this is just mainly, we have been contemplating a further upgrade of our network system here at the town office for a couple of reasons. It's gonna support an upgrade of our phone system. It's just gonna make things run faster. Anything else that Sarah wants to add to that, but the equipment has been ordered. It's within the current budget. Tom is, who we all know is going to be starting soon as a staff person, may end up having to put in more hours than are within his contract. So we have a budget for IT consulting, and if need be, he will give us a bill for whatever time he's spending above and beyond. That's within our IT consulting budget. But as of right now, he doesn't think so. He thinks he'll just kind of work it into his hours once he starts. But again, it's an underpinning for that's going to help all of the systems in the office, and something which at least we did get a new server. Sam did that, but he did not upgrade the network. So I'm not an IT specialist, but Tom and I can. I'll circulate to everyone whatever he produces in this regard. All right, so that's really, yes?
I was wondering if there's any more technical details on what kind of IT upgrade, did that have to go out to bid? And what kind of upgrades are happening?
No, because it was below the minimum bid requirement, because it's like it was less than $1,000. So as long as it's within a pre-approved budget, there's already a budget of $10,000 for IT, and we've not spent even 10% of that. So yeah.
But is there any other kind of detail you're replacing, like a switch or
I can like anytime you can come. Well, Tom is going to be here full time, starting on November 10th. So he is himself an IT specialist, and he's the one.
Before.
Oh, okay. So ask Tom. He's going to be able to tell you. I don't have the lingo. It's not my area of expertise. He can tell you what equipment he's buying and what he's installing and why. He's got all of that. You can, at any time, you can even email him. I mean, he'll talk to you anytime.
Will that be on an agenda item?
I just put it on an agenda item now. It's just informing the town. It's not something that requires a vote. It's just something I'm sharing with folks.
And I'm asking, just informing the town, can it be put on an agenda item for that gentleman to come and explain whatever it is he needs to explain?
I don't understand what you're saying. What are you asking?
Yeah.
For Tom to come to a meeting.
You want Tom to come to a meeting?
He will be.
He's going to be at every meeting, starting at the November 12th meeting.
You
So
would say
you
he
can-
would be here full time. That didn't mean he would be at a
I'm
meeting.
telling you now, he's going to be here at every meeting. He's taking this role. So you will not be able to avoid him. Every time you come to the office, you'll see him. And he would be so happy to talk to you about it. It's a love of his, and anything you want to know, he'll be happy to tell you.
No,
Yeah.
Like I said, I worked with him before on some of the wireless when the state was giving the grants and giving the wireless, and we chatted about the school system and everything as IT
Yes.
worker, so we chatted quite a bit about all of that technology.
Yeah. And so that you know, he has lots of time for that. Any other questions on that item? All right, the next order of business is to kind of discuss and update the members of the board that were not present and anybody else who's here. Karen was there. Greg and I attended a walkthrough of the Jamaica Village School and the grounds in particular, kind of where the septic is and all of that. The purpose of the meeting was to get the view of Greg Snow, who is Greg Frost.
Frosty.
Frosty. He's gonna kill me for that one. Greg, I actually know a Greg Snow. Greg Frost, who is the head of operations for the Wyndham School District as a whole. So it's his area of responsibility to take care of the building, to be occupied with it, manage it, along with all of the other plants in the district. He gave to us the most recent assessment, which was from 2023. I've emailed that to you, but it's also on the website for Wyndham, the WRED, so the Wyndham Unified Education District. The West River, sorry. West River, Unified, right, sorry. So net, we were walking through for purposes of getting his update from the date of that last report, which is a couple of years old. Not much has changed. The report is extremely painfully detailed. His assessment overall, and I look to either of you to kind of weigh in and you have a different view or want to augment my view. But net, his conclusion was the building's in solid shape. There are no major structural upgrades needed. There is a carrying cost to the building. He's going to get the details on that, which is basically, HVAC power and communications. But that he really couldn't point to anything major that needs immediate repair. There's some cosmetic work that, could be done pretty easily. So we walked away. I think, I certainly walked away with to to take the building back, to construct our information session to the town before we hold a vote by Australian ballot again, as we did last year. The taking the building back would cost us a certain amount in terms of carrying cost. We'd probably recommend certain cosmetic and light repairs to the building if we were to use it on an interim basis. But the burden of carrying it for, say, a year or even two, while the town determined what is the best use of the property, would be manageable within our budget pretty easily. We would have an opportunity potentially to lease the building out while we held it. It's insurable. That I handled separately with the board of WRED. And that he also did say, contrary to what I had been told earlier, that the education district would not likely rent the building back from us for purposes of the pre-K. There's the 3-year-olds, like pre-K, and there's pre-K in there now. There's
3 and 4-year-olds.
3 and 4-year-olds. And the school district would probably cease hosting the 3-year-olds. Isn't that what he was saying? You tell me, because you seem to follow
The
that
district
piece
does
better than
not
I
have
did.
room for all of the pre-K students that are 3
Right.
and 4 years old. So they need this building now in order to have pre-K for all those kids. If we were to take the building back, they would cease to have 3-year pre-K, it looks like.
But I thought not all 3-year pre-K is in Jamaica. Some is at Newbrook, isn't it? So
There is, yes, but
The-
they don't have room in,
Room in
oh, not in Newbrook.
where is it?
It's in Townsend.
Yeah.
Oh, in Townsend. And they wouldn't have room in Townsend to take they can take the 4-year-olds, but not the 3-year-olds?
They would have to cut out the 3-year program there also.
For those that, they would cut it out in both places.
Yes,
Why did they say
because
that?
there isn't room.
So they'd have enough room to move the 4-year-olds from here down to Townsend.
Right,
They need to open up that space.
right.
That's
And-
assuming we don't
right.
have.
Nothing
extra-
changes, yeah.
And there's, right, I mean,
Hopefully they can take all the
Right.
4-year-olds. If they can't, then some of the 4-year-olds.
well, they're obligated to host the 4-year-olds. They're not, the 3-year-old program is an optional one.
Right.
So and correct me, Greg, if I'm wrong about this, I mean, there's a very limited use of that building now by the district. They try to use it. They
Because they have.
kind of force certain
Yeah.
meetings to take place there, so they use the building. But if they have an opportunity not to carry that cost on their budget, they want to take it. And this is in the context, of course, of the district, under complete
This
transformation.
might be a dumb question, but if the town owned the building, could we rent it to the supervisory union to run a pre-K there, or is that
I've
not
been
something?
told that they will not. rent
It's not that they can't, it's that they won't.
They won't,
Right, that's right.
And that's what Greg said the other day too. I mean, he's not the one deciding that. but
That's what he
his
thought was
thoughts,
likely.
yeah.
Now, I haven't heard that directly from either Drew or Bob Tebow, but, and so we have to verify that. But, yeah.
Question, what's the value of the building if the town takes it and they sell it? Like, when you buy a house, there's a value that the town knows what it's worth.
We don't know that yet. We haven't done that analysis yet. We haven't had it appraised. Is that what you're asking, what the appraised value would be?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a list value associated with the building?
It's way off. It's at 55,000.
Oh, God.
And that was done in 2018 by the assessor.
Right, by
who
the
was here.
independent
Assessors,
assessor, right.
And I've seen it, we haven't gone down to try to figure it out. I mean, I'm
How
not
many
sure
acres
that
is
I'm
it, Karen?
qualified to do it.
Is it seven?
It's about
7 or 8, it's 7 or 8 acres of prime land
Wow.
adjacent to the park. And the building it's not in bad shape. I think if someone were to buy it as a developer, for example, they'd probably tear it down and build something new. But it's, right,
Is it the 347 Depot Street?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's 5.4 acres.
oh, it's
We have it
5.4?
listed at 52,000 for value.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was more than that? Okay, yeah,
Before the last vote, there was a presentation by WRED at that building,
Yes.
and part of that presentation, excuse me, listed that there was $750,000 worth of deferred maintenance that hadn't been done on the building. And I'm hearing a completely different story tonight.
If you look at the report that they issued, the deferred maintenance was things like, I mean, it wasn't like things were gonna fail, but it would say as an example, and I don't know if this is like, the furnace is gonna need to be upgraded in 10 years. So there wasn't anything of immediate imminent failure there, but there was, they as a district or us as a town, anybody would wanna have that forecast of what the maintenance costs are, and you start to layer those in so that you don't hit that 750 at 10 years. So you put some of it in there now. So I mean, anybody who has a building would do that. So it's our takeaway, and that was the scary number that I think that just goes.
Right, that's why I wanted to meet with them and
go look
say,
at it.
look me in the eye and walk
And
me
we
through
had
the
some
building.
other, contractors there, so that there was people of skill, so to speak. It wasn't just us looking, hey, it looks pretty.
Right. We had an engineer
it
with
was-
us. We had a contractor with us, and Karen was there, Pat was there, Greg. Yeah.
So from my recent visit there, I would think that the exterior paint needs to be addressed
Yes.
in many locations.
Mm-hmm.
Did you walk away from that meeting with any sense of what the immediate cost of doing that kind of thing to help the building maintain its value going forward?
So the cost of, and the decision as to which of the items of repair that are available to undertake would very much be linked to whatever use of the building the town is making of it on a temporary or long-term basis. So if it were doing something other than being dormant, whatever that thing was that it was being used for would naturally kind of say, okay, it needs a paint job. There's a window that needs to be replaced. The window's there, it hasn't been replaced. There's kind of a laundry list of items like that, that depending, and the building is in different zones. So you could actually use, right now, not all 3 zones of the building are in use.
Mm-hmm.
You could actually literally shut down a zone or 2 zones and use one. You could shut them down, turn it back on. There is a fair bit of flexibility in how the building could be used. I wouldn't want to, in the information session, promise revenue from the building. I think we would, as a town, have to be willing to take on the carrying cost for some period of time while this decision is being made and put before the town. There are so many ideas that have been put forth, and that's, we have a very creative community, and there's been a lot of really interesting ideas. Some of them are not necessarily feasible from an engineering and permit compliance perspective, but others are. And so I think, we as a board want to just guide a discussion and get the necessary information into the hands of the citizenry. What's interesting about that, the giant numbers that we were seeing, I then attended the long-term planning meetings where, there was more of a dissection, and all those numbers seemed to, as Greg kind of intimated, like once you dug into them, it was like, wait a minute, yes, I guess you could say it's gonna need a new basketball court, and it's gonna need an entire new roof, right? But, in terms of the town making a decision whether it can afford to take it back, particularly for a period of time while a decision is being made, that he was, he was kind of with us, like we have to at least allow the town to decide if we're willing to let this property potentially be lost.
It was in the interest of the board to make it sound like it was gonna be really expensive, right? So,
Well, I think it was.
Right, because they wanted to close it.
But yes, my 2 cents then on the town's acquisition, I think that at least exterior paint should be part of whatever our carrying cost is, because from some of the places I saw, there's exposed wood, and letting that be exposed for another 2 years.
The contractor saw that, yeah.
It's going to depreciate the value.
Right.
And more than the cost of putting the paint on it now, so I just think that would be the
Yes,
one thing I would say, make sure that's included in our our acquisition and carrying costs, because that's really kind of non-optional, it doesn't really matter. If somebody can paint it a different color over that,
Right.
but we've got to get at least some paint on there,
Right,
properly
right.
painted, protect the wood, protect the exterior
Yes.
structure of the building.
There's rot, there's areas of rot that need to be addressed, yes, for sure. But again, nothing that would, break the bank,
That's
nothing that's hundreds of thousands of
$150,000.
dollars,
Yeah.
right, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Oh, agree entirely, and plus, just frankly, it's like, you wanna look at a building that's clean and painted. I mean, it needs a power wash, and yeah, exactly.
So will the town be making a decision in March on what to do finally?
It will happen before the town meeting. We are going to be asked by the West River Unified Education District Board to vote to close the school, and we will add the vote, as we did last time, to take it back, to buy it back from the school district for $1. We're gonna do exactly the same vote as we did last time. We're gonna try to push out a bit more education. It's not, the information session is not gonna be run by the school district, it'll be run by the town.
Thank you.
So we're gonna have more voices, hopefully, and, would love to see you there, especially since you've seen the school and you have some thoughts about it. That would be really helpful. Yeah. So we'll probably at the next meeting, we'll talk about a schedule. So if you want to zoom in, but we'll also post a schedule for information sessions and for the vote.
Will that be happening for the end of this calendar year or January?
I have to discuss that with Sarah and Tom and the board. I want to
I
make
don't think you
sure,
got enough time.
probably
for
next
warnings. Yeah.
part of that is driven by, I want the best information possible. So for example, to your question about what the value might be, I mean, we haven't even begun to address that. We have just the list value. And we can, without much effort, get a broker's view of what it might be. I mean, we'd have to disclose that that's just a broker's view. It's not a formal appraisal by a certified appraiser. I don't know that that's necessarily an expense that we want to undertake. I can talk about that with the board, but there's so much information we could gather between now and say January, February.
Yeah.
And that would still be timely. We wouldn't be at risk of potentially losing our opportunity before what's evolving in the school districts generally gets locked and loaded in the spring session of the legislature.
My 2 cents on getting the broker's opinion,
Yeah.
that would be more valuable than the 9-year-old value that we know is all way out of whack.
Right, yes,
Agreed.
yes,
A
yes.
small expense to do that is going to be
Right,
well
and we
worth.
have brokers here in
It's gonna be-
Jamaica, yeah,
Yeah, it'll be well worth the added cost of
Yeah.
acquiring the building,
right, right,
because make sure we know what we get.
right,
And I think it'll make it easier for people to make a decision. We want to buy it, if it's valued at this, we want to buy it for that.
right, right,
And if we don't know what it's worth, then how do we know how much to pay for it?
right, right.
Oh,
Karen?
that's all.
We're only paying $1.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably worth that, but
Yeah, Karen?
We'll also in the Lister's office reassess it
Right, right.
and come up with some sort of a value.
Perfect, yes,
Okay.
yes, so that will also be added. Anyone else on that? Okay, well, stay tuned, we'll be back with more. All right, so the next is, we wanna try to make some, progress if we can to maybe focus our discussion, in terms of alternatives for the transfer station. Potentially to say, we did discuss at some length the various options. Tokens seem to be coming out as where we wanted to focus our attention, and pricing and discussion with the town.
Everyone that I have spoken to out in the public world has
Right.
been about the tokens. Just feedback from general public
Okay.
that I've had.
Token.
Yeah, everyone liked the tokens in the past, and they like that they're reusable.
I know it sounds so stupid, but something to wash the tokens, because they get kind of gross, and washing them in the sink really isn't that fun.
No, there is, I know this
Just
is.
saying.
So one of the things, so assuming,
Fair.
so here, I'm gonna make a motion so we can then have a discussion that's productive towards the vote. So I'm gonna make a motion that we're gonna focus our research and proposal on tokens versus the other options that we discussed at the last meeting?
Second.
Okay, great. So there are different kinds of tokens, and we talked about wood versus plastic, etc. I know there's a plastic token washer.
Yeah, and,
I
I
don't
don't,
plastic ones.
Oh, okay, we don't have
They're
wood?
grimy,
Okay.
and I try to wash them.
There's
in the
a
sink,
token
but
washer.
there's only so much you can do.
There is a token washer, there is a thing.
It's like,
Yes, have you heard of this?
But it would make my life.
It sanitizes?
Yeah.
well, I have, the company that I've been in touch with, btoken.com, because the other one is not
Oh,
in
right, yeah.
operation anymore.
Okay.
They're based in Netherlands or someplace, and anyway, so
The Dutch, come on.
they're very responsive. They have biodegradable ones, as well as the plastic that we're talking about, a recycled plastic. It's all material that's come from natural products before. And the wooden ones. The wooden ones are more expensive, but
Those won't clean either. They
I-
can really
but
gross.
yeah. So I mean, there are various
I mean, these are going
options.
through the transfer station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
In people's
exactly.
pockets, in
Yeah,
their
I
finance
know.
store,
Yeah.
under their car seat.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, that's
You're
the-
right, get into the trash.
That's the downside of tokens. The plus side is that they are reusable.
They're reusable,
Unlike
but they're
stickers,
germ,
but-
dirt,
Yeah.
grime, like that's just my only take on it.
Right,
Is I want
right.
something I can throw them in and clean them every time.
Yes, yes, yes,
That'd
agreed.
I can
agreed.
look into that. I did write to them and haven't heard back yet about the biodegradable ones, because I don't know how quickly they biodegrade.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So
Right.
we have to find out,
I
and
bought
they're
this
probably
and
more
I
expensive.
buried it in my pocket. What did
I
do?
swear I had one.
Right,
Right.
right. Are they
It's
biodegradable
really
after
hot
30 years or
today, but-
something? Right.
So tokens and other options, you said something like that, and other alternatives.
The other
What are the
options
tokens
were
for? Are we
stickers.
getting rid of the bag?
Yes.
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 Once
Yes.
the bags,
Once the bags run out.
once they're used up, we're going to have a new system, because people were not happy with the bags. So we discussed at length at the last meeting, tokens or such as the kind that you use when you have to put something in the construction and debris, household waste section, you have to pay with a token. Those, we would get more of those, and we would have people pay per volume, a certain amount per
So
for
we would
each
use
token.
our own
Whatever.
30-gallon trash
Your own
bags.
bag.
Or whatever bags you can use, or you could even use a cardboard box and dump it in loose. That's allowed. Or you could put it in a paper bag, or you could put it in a pellet bag that you already have to throw out somehow. That's what we do.
As long as I have a
Just
token
in
in my pocket to give
as
to
long
the
as you-
manager.
Right.
Yeah.
Or stickers that would go
That
on
was
to
another
whatever-
option.
That was another option.
Whatever.
Right, right.
Or punch cards,
or
but it's
punch
another
cards, which-
option.
Punch cards were much more
Against cards
complicated.
and stickers.
That's what we're doing right
Yeah.
now.
Kind of
Right now,
just-
yeah.
Right.
Just
How
sort of,
does the community get any input into that?
well, we're going to
By
have,
attending select board meetings.
Here I am.
Okay.
Well, we're
so
gonna also
why don't you-
announce another more informational meeting. I mean, I think that's what Kate's been.
Yeah.
Sorry to
yeah.
jump.
No.
Okay.
We were going to have an informational meeting, and I don't know if we were going to set the date tonight for that, or too soon for that, maybe?
Right, but I thought the informational meeting was not gonna necessarily be to decide between punch cards. That's,
I don't know.
It's not gonna be a town-wide vote.
I'm indifferent. I'm Switzerland
Right.
here. I thought it was to come do all the research with respect to punch cards, et cetera, get all the versus for all the reasons why tokens was the better option that we discussed at the last meeting. We didn't vote on it. So
Right,
today was just to vote so we could progress. But if you want to do all the research on the pricing for all the others, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
I've been
care.
doing that.
Okay, so you wanna, so fine. So then I'm gonna withdraw my motion.
No.
Well, we're still discussing. I guess I would propose that Kate's already got a lot of this information, and this is, again, just a proposal
she
within
shared-
this discussion.
Right.
That we'll have an information sheet that can be shared at the transfer station, at the store, at whatever, and then at XYZ meeting, that we have a regular select board meeting, it's not gonna be a town vote, not a special town meeting or whatever, we're gonna say on December 2nd, we're gonna review what we are gonna vote on, and we're gathering information. We are obligated to make decisions, we can't have the town vote on every single last thing that we decide on, so this is what we're gonna decide on, based on our feedback from multiple people, and if you two wanna show up, great, but we want to see 50 people show up, or not even show up, but just say, hey, I like that idea, I don't, and
I would like stickers, or I would like tokens, or I
yeah.
would
And
like.
after a while, we just have to decide. I mean, and there's a lot of background out there of multiple towns, many, every other town has different ways of doing this, so there's a lot of history. We're not making this up.
Yeah, I've been
We're
in
not-
touch with all the towns around,
Sorry.
even the ones that aren't in
So,
our.
I mean, you
So
did
it's
say all the prices last.
Right,
Yeah.
meeting.
so are you
I
doing
think
more
we have-
research,
we
or you're
have
just
the
gonna do a
research.
flyer that summarizes what you told us all at the
I
last
wasn't
meeting?
sure what you wanted on the flyer, so that's
Oh,
my
oh.
question. And I discovered that there is this biodegradable option that I
Right.
somehow
Right.
That's new.
passed by.
That's
Yes,
new.
right.
that's
Okay.
new to me.
I mean, I don't have strong feelings, whatever, however much information you want to put on the flyer. I thought you had shared quite a lot of information at the last meeting. It was a warned meeting, anybody could come and participate, and so coming out of that, I wanted to ease your burden, because it seemed like at the end of the meeting, we were probably gonna be at tokens. So hence, that's the only reason I put it on tonight. We didn't have to discuss it tonight. I just wanted to funnel it for you, so you weren't doing hours of research on each of the different options, when the others were so clearly inferior to tokens.
Okay,
Based
that's
on our
my
last
feeling,
discussion.
but Ernie mentioned that on the petition, he said that the townspeople who signed the petition really wanted stickers, and I tried to get to the bottom of why stickers were the preference. And I think it was maybe a lack of understanding of what the tokens would mean.
That they
and
were
maybe it was-
identical in meaning to a sticker, but they weren't creating garbage, right?
And we
Is that-
have to keep
Right,
reprinting
and-
them all the time.
Yes, and you have
Right.
to keep buying them. Whereas with the tokens, because they're reusable, you only buy them,
Once, and we don't
Right.
have to keep expending
Right.
money, and we're
So,
not creating
yeah.
waste,
Yeah.
right?
So no, I'm fine with tokens, personally.
Well, I feel like we're being,
Yeah.
Spinning it.
Yeah.
we're spinning wheels. So I
Yes.
guess, you know what I can say? Any further discussion?
Yeah.
What
Yes.
does the department chairman feel? The highway department has a highway chair. What does the recycling chair department feel?
I'm the liaison to the transfer station,
Oh, you
and
are?
I prefer tokens myself, but I know that people have strong opinions, and I've heard from the transfer station attendant that he preferred stickers, but then when I questioned why stickers versus tokens, he mentioned that it was on the petition specifically, but he was fine with either one.
Okay.
And it's
So
better
you-
than punch cards from the research that I've done, clearly.
Okay, I think everyone raised their hands.
Whatever order you pick the order.
Okay, Karen, we'll go right.
Just make a decision and go with it.
Yes.
That's it.
Paul?
Mine was only a point of order. When you made the motion to start making this discussion, there was never a vote on.
There was a second. There was a second.
Second, but there was no vote.
We don't have to have a vote. We have,
I never
We
heard
do.
a second, but I
You do.
saw you jump right in.
you
Everybody-
make the resolution,
I
you
like
hear a
the
second,
direction.
and then you have discussion, and then the vote.
I like.
So we're in
I
discussion,
never heard the
yeah.
discussion. I mean,
Okay,
the second.
okay.
I like where the discussion went.
Yes,
And Kate
I
seconded.
seconded it.
Yeah.
I don't talk
Yes.
loudly enough.
So now I have a card that I'm supposed to bring to the recycling center that has a sticker on it.
No, no,
Proved I paid
no.
taxes.
No.
Ask Kate, she'll explain it to you.
No, we will probably right now we're probably going to vote that we're going to use tokens, and it just means you need to buy the tokens. And another time we can discuss whether you can buy them
The
other
sticker
places.
is
What
once a
you're talking
year.
about with your cards.
It's a sticker on your card.
That sticker
Oh,
is
that's not
the
gonna
year
change.
sticker. We're talking about a sticker that would replace
Every
the bag.
time, every
So
time
instead
you
of buying a
go.
bag, you'd come buy a sticker.
Or a
Do you
token.
understand?
Just like you wanted you.
Like instead of you coming to me and saying, I need a yellow bag, you come in and say, Sarah, I need a yellow sticker. So I'd sell you a yellow sticker for the same
Token.
price. You go stick that on the bag you have
Of my own choice.
of your own choice, yes.
But we're probably going to use
But
tokens
the
instead of
tokens are gonna
stickers.
replace the stickers. So the tokens
No,
are
no, tokens are replacing the
The
bags.
bags, the bags.
in the previous scenario, the
Oh, I
replacing the
see.
stickers, whatever.
Right.
So you will come and buy a token from me or the store, then you'll take the token, give it to Ernie, and use whatever bag, box, free-for-all you wanna use, dump it in, give him the token, and then the tokens come back here. So there's no additional waste, like with the stickers, yes, they're small, but thousands of them you're throwing in the rubbish that you don't need to when you could use the tokens.
And we
And
need
you
to.
have to keep buying more.
Yeah, we have to continue to buy.
Yeah,
We don't need to spend 10,000 for
one second.
buying bags.
Just-
I
yeah.
think what's gonna be important to me as a producer of waste, and throwing away waste,
As a consumer of trash
I
services.
need to know what's the bottom line to me, what's it gonna cost me to use any of the options?
It'll be the same as a
Same.
bag, but a token instead of a
And is
bag.
it by weight or by volume?
It's by volume.
By volume, and so how does that get measured? I mean.
Mm.
It's the same as the bags now. If you use a 13 gallon bag, then it's $2.50. And if you use a 30 gallon, whatever it is, $3.50. So it'll
We
be,
might want to.
So a refrigerator box is out of the question.
Right.
sorry,
A refrigerator box
Yeah.
is out of the
That's
question.
gonna be 3 tokens. It'll be 3 tokens.
So Ernie would eyeball that.
he will, yeah.
Yeah, the transfer station, and other transportations operate that way.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now, the beauty of it, just because you weren't here at the last meeting, is that, yes, the cost, right now, the town is actually losing money. Because we spend a certain amount on the bags, and the tokens are reusable. So we pay for them one time, and that's the last time the town has to pay for them, but we'll continue to get revenue. So now, if you could envision the transfer station actually covering its own costs, possibly.
Close.
No promises, but it could.
Closer.
It could.
Closer, yeah.
It could. Yeah, closer than we are today. Any other comments on that? So I'm not sure where we landed.
I got it.
Kate, I would like to just kind of do whatever it is that feels comfortable to you in terms of the info session. I mean, I was just wanting to kind of give you some relief and say, if really what we're gonna endorse is tokens, then let's let you focus your research on tokens, but
Yes, that's fine.
that's
I'm happy to
fine.
do
You're
that,
okay
yes.
with that?
Vote to focus
Okay,
on
because
that.
I'm indifferent. I mean,
Yes.
if you wanted to
No,
go great
no,
guns
no.
on punch cards and stickers.
No.
Okay.
Punch cards are out at this point.
Okay, I would have thought so, yeah. Okay, all right, I'm seeing no further discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Great.
I don't know how that happened.
Okay, all right, the next is our regular order. What? Oh, okay, no, that's all right, that's the best conversation. I will make a motion that we approve the timesheets for the staff in the town office, the listers, the highway crew, and the transfer station.
Second?
Thank you. Any, I didn't see anything, any concerns? No? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
The next is to approve the pay orders as they were presented.
Second.
Okay. I didn't see anything of concern. Did anybody? No? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, public concerns. Did you want to, okay, well, I know that I deferred your earlier point of wanting to circulate the role that I occupy among my peers, I guess by meeting or by month or something.
I think it would be good for whoever is the vice chair, Mr. Missing Andrew, or whoever it is, if you would take that seat, to run the meeting, give you a break, and give you all experience, the rest of you. So that we, the people, have a view of different views, not just one view all the time. And that's what I have to say.
You mean a view of one person delivering resolutions, making motions? Okay, I mean, I'm still gonna obviously weigh in because most of these items are items that I personally take on as a volunteer to research and move along.
I think running a meeting is a business operation. I've worked in business, I've worked in public schools, in this district public school. And running a meeting should not be exclusive territory. It's a board. You're all supposed to be working together.
We're working together.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
We're working together.
We work together very closely, and if you came to meetings, you would see that. And I'm
If I
happy
came
to have
to
you
meetings
join.
that, I would see that?
Yes, you would.
I'm not seeing it tonight. Thank you.
How is it that you're not seeing it tonight? I'm just curious, because that was a pretty bold statement, since we've just talked about tonight projects that we've all been working on and listening to each other and contributing to each other's projects. How is it that we're not working together?
Sometimes citizens don't have, their voice doesn't have any insight at all that gets accepted. So I'm going to decline to speak to that. I'm just going to say to you, my suggestion is again, that everybody on the board rotate running the meeting. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Out of curiosity, do any of you want to run the meeting?
We don't have to decide, we just duly note that.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
it's quite a lot different than rotating the chair. The
Right.
chair can designate that somebody else runs the meeting but still remains the chair. It's quite a lot different,
Yeah.
but your point is taken.
Right.
And, okay. I think, yeah. I know I've run a meeting. It's
Well, you had,
we've all run
you
meetings.
were the chair
We've
for
all run
years.
meetings before, so
Yes.
and I'm just noting too that running the
Right.
meeting is such a minuscule part of what we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, this can turn into a many-hour-a-week job, so to speak, for nothing. Okay, sorry.
Karen, have a
Karen?
Jamaica Community Arts Council has a meeting tomorrow night at 5:30 at the library, if anybody wants to come. I know it won't be out until Thursday or so to the public, but if any of you want to come, please do. And I also wanted to say, and Jessica, you were part of this, we planted 1,000 daffodil bulbs.
Was it 1,000?
1,000. Yellow King Alfred daffodils.
I'm so
Will be
excited.
up in the village along Main Street and down Depot Street in memory of Alice Abraham, who was a wonderful volunteer and community member here.
And can I thank you
Thank you.
Yeah.
for forcing all those daffodils on me and making me dig more than I
We had a
originally
great-
planned?
We had a great team, but
Yes,
we had
it
to
was
divide those
really-
1,000 bulbs up.
Yes, thank
But they're
you.
everywhere, so
It was 1,000. I saw them in the back of the car. I was like, oh.
we never got any.
Did we
of
get
those.
down Depot? Did we get, it was,
We did,
okay.
yeah.
Because I saw in in front of the library, so
Right.
that's awesome.
So the fire department, Becky and Dylan's place, there's some.
Did you do some here or not
We
here?
did not.
No, it's a little back. It's a little out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They all sort of divided up very nicely
Right.
for what we did.
Right.
And another time, maybe next year, we'll do the bank there or something
Okay.
like that. I don't think the town owns all the way up.
No. Yeah. We have it surveyed though.
Okay.
And I
And
think
I'm
it's
sure
flat.
that the other owner would be perfectly
Perfectly
fine.
fine.
having that.
Yeah, it's Corinne.
Yes, correct.
It's correct.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
No,
it was
thank you. It was
wonderful,
awesome.
and
It
I
was
can't
also
wait
just
to
great
see
to be out in the middle of the day with
It
everybody.
was, we had a
Yeah.
great team
Yeah.
and it was wonderful.
It was a nice
Yeah.
day too.
All right.
I think that's all I have at the moment.
Yeah. I have a question. I don't know, maybe you don't know this, so maybe it's just me, but I'm always struggling to know if yoga's happening on Sunday or
Same.
not. Where?
Also-
We're not getting it out there well enough.
Yeah, every
okay.
We
Sunday
need to
morning
do better.
I do wonder.
Yeah, is
Question.
there yeah, think about if there's something we as a town or, I don't want to take on more responsibility.
I'm in the middle of so many groups and I
I
can't remember what's what, but I think that there was a conversation
There was an
about
email.
a calendar
Right,
and having
right.
a calendar, and I have to look back and see who was talking about
Because
that.
it wouldn't just be yoga, it would be all the events in the town hall.
Exactly.
Right,
Yes.
right. All right. Maybe, when are you guys meeting?
Jamaica
Tomorrow.
Community Arts Council's meeting tomorrow at 5:30, and I think that
And
was
where is
on a group
Oh, at the
that we
library.
had, but it may be kind of an offshoot of that group.
Right.
I can't,
Right.
there's too much happening.
All right, I may go just to sort of say,
Okay.
for the tech
Oh,
dummies
please
like
do.
me, you know, is there a way to push this out in a way that,
Okay.
you know, even if there's last minute changes, I don't really care. It's just if there was a way to know.
Mhm.
I'm just, you saw me in the
Yes.
Facebook group, like, is there
I
a
did.
yoga?
And we have this wonderful little village
Yeah.
messenger.
Messenger group, yeah, yeah.
Somebody's dog is missing, and everybody goes out and tries to find the dog. It's really kind of cute.
Yeah. All right, thank you,
Thank you.
Paul, nothing? Okay. Any other public comments?
I have a question. Could someone please say whether or not the plan for the downtown water thing is finally done? Is it dead?
It currently does not have funding, but I would wouldn't go as far as saying it's dead. It's always gonna be something that the town needs to be looking at as being, I mean, in our role and as the plan commission, we always have to be looking toward the future. It's currently not going anywhere due to lack of funding, but
Okay.
it's not dead. I mean, it may be funded, may have an opportunity to move it forward again, in some way or a different way or whatever.
That was very clear, thank you. I was just looking for a set. I hadn't heard anything in a long time on it.
Yep, that's why, no Jordaneros.
No tomatoes. All right, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, hang on.
Oh.
No, can we
You
go?
you have a public comment?
No.
Oh, you wanted to go in executive session. Did you want
I
to?
don't have your form, but I'll read it.
I
mean,
do, I have it.
I used to have that.
Did you? Oh, they're both the same. That's the first motion, that's the second
Yeah.
one.
And we will not have, there will be no.
Yeah, there'll be
vote,
no action taken.
No action taken. So
You can go on.
I move to find that premature general public knowledge of a contract discussion would clearly place the town and the potential contractor at a substantial disadvantage because of this, if this is discussed in public. So, second? Second. And all in favor?
Aye.
I move that we enter into executive session to discuss such matter under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A1A of the Vermont statutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.